views. Rufus and Craig Show, Rufus and Craig Show. Real talk every single day. Rufus and Craig Show, Rufus and Craig Show. Welcome to the show. Let's play.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to the Rufus and Craig Show. And again, shout out to our sponsor, CR Tech Services, for the wonderful introduction, and our other sponsor, Amici Builders LLC. If you're in the DMV or Arkansas area and need general contractor needs, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Happy Saturday, Rufus. Welcome back.
Good morning and welcome back.
We're at the close of Pride Month. Have you celebrated Pride Month?
I celebrate Pride every day of my life because I'm a proud gay man. That's right. You heard it. It's true. I'm very masculine, but I'm also gay. So
I was going to say gay doesn't have a look. Yeah, I was like, but you don't look gay. Are you sure you're gay?
You just said yourself gay doesn't have a look, and clearly I'm gay. I've been gay my whole life. So yes, I'm a proud black gay man, and I have a master's degree. So here we are.
All right. Good for you and your pride, living out loud. Now,
Rufus, be who you are.
That's right. As we close out Pride Month, you know, Tubi is getting a lot of attention for giving away free Pride merchandise on its website, including shirts that say, "Proud to be gay." Did you get your Pride Tubi shirt?
No, I didn't. Tubi doesn't have any of my information. Actually, they do, because I did make an account on Tubi, but no, they didn't send me nothing in the mail. Maybe they don't know I'm a homosexual.
Yeah, because you want to be able to pause your videos. Isn't that what it said, like to keep your history or something like that?
Yeah, I wanted to keep mine, like I wanted to go back and start where I left off at. Yeah, so yeah.
Well, I guess that means we're not proud to be gays then.
I'm proud. I don't give a fuck what Tubi talking about.
Yeah. Well, one thing you said to me earlier, what are they gonna do after Pride then? Are they gonna keep that?
On July 1st, all that shit finna be gone. We don't give a fuck about you gays. I want to say the other word, but I'm gonna censor myself on that one because it's offensive. But July 1st, they don't give a fuck about us gays.
No Craig and Maddie, huh?
Why are you over here? Well, I guess I can say it like that. P-H-A-G, bag. I mean, yeah.
June has flown by. It has really flown by, and I'm excited for that. Okay, I am excited.
I agree. It flew by like 4 bad bitches in a Nissan Altima with no car insurance, and it's out of here. But yeah, it's definitely went by fast.
Yeah, and speaking of T.S. Madison, I think that goes right into our second story. She says she finally has peace after her case with Naquan Parker. I think it was Palmer. That's his name.
Mr. DL Whisperer.
Ugh. Is that still his? Okay. Yeah, it was closed in Gilmer County. Her case was closed in Gilmer County over there in Georgia. Correct. And he pretty much pleaded guilty, and he apologized to her. And he ultimately agreed to a permanent protection order.
Well,
yeah.
With the regards to the protection order, I don't think there's an agreement necessarily. The judge grants it. So the judge granted her a permanent protective order.
Thank you for clearing that up. So so he can't really go through third party. He can't mention her directly, any of her social media handles, her names. He can't make any kind of, is it insinuation, innuendo? Is it anything that leads back to her? That's a part of that. I mean, it really went down and spoke to, what you can't do on the internet, because that's how he was trolling her anyway, which led to his real life spiraling. And so I guess no further harassment or intimidation.
And pulling up to the lady house.
Yeah, that was weird. Shout out to everybody with the Honda Civic. He actually had the one my homegirl had. Lamika, shout out to you.
Hey, Lamika.
It was just, he had the 2-door version, but Lamika also had that car almost 20 years ago. We was in undergrad. So
what year was it? 2005?
Ooh, that would have been like, so maybe 19 years ago, like 2007. Okay. So 06, 07. Yeah, she had a black one.
Ain't nothing wrong with a 2005 or 6 car.
I remember that.
Get you where you gotta go.
Yeah, it was smooth. She used to sit back in and ride smooth, and I remember that. But he had that same car in 2025 is when he started harassing Maddie, right?
Hey, I guess, but some people have one in 2026.
She has peace. She has peace. So kudos to her for leveraging the legal system as well as her dollars that she makes. And I think she was just recently here in Philly. She was in Philly.
They did a live show.
Yeah, Philly as well as Pittsburgh. So I don't know if they're on a break, but shout out to her and Craig, the other Craig. I'm the real Craig.
Oh, you the real Craig. Okay.
The real Craig. Yeah. So shout out to them. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Shout out to them and congratulations. And hopefully he moves on from that, because I know he kind of be it that it is Pride Month, we're wrapping up Pride Month rather. He kind of disrupted things. He was dragging random people from Instagram over there to that page to be hated by. I don't know if they were all black women, but majority of them were black women. Because we saw at least the profile, they would say I'm a black woman. So whatever, unless they were, what are those things called? Trolls? A troll form? Is that what it's called? Where it's like automate? Yeah, it's a troll form.
Okay. I know he did an interview with Tasha K.
That's the one that got his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's at eye with T.S. Madison as well. So
And Cardi B, right?
he didn't do an interview with her.
No, I'm saying she's with her too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Cardi sued her and won. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So congratulations again, Madison, and we hope that that's the end of that for you. And yeah. Anyway, now pivoting on to one of my favorite segments of the show, and not quite yet, because when let me just rewind that back.
Back it up. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, like that. One story that I saw, I thought it was very funny because it's never happened to me, but I'm sure there are parents like that, right? That are, have been prominent athletes, and so they discipline their children differently. And one thing that we saw, Rufus, was former NFL star Brandon Marshall. He's been getting a lot of criticism online after he revealed, I don't know why the fuck he recorded this, that he disciplines his son by making him run at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I thought that was really crazy. Now, he said it was, the punishment was intended to teach him accountability. And, it went everywhere. It went everywhere. To see this young man, I do not know how old he was. How old is he? Do you know?
I have no idea. I will say that this is my opinion. Fight me if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, but I don't have an issue with it. Well,
you're like some of those folks in the comments. Some applauded him, saying, okay, that's discipline. And some people said it went too far. I remember seeing C.E. Plummer, my big brother, who I aspired to. Yeah, I went to the gym. I feel like I'm again today. But anyway, I think he made some comment like, yeah, it's okay, but you don't need to show us this. That should be a private moment or something like that. Matter. But yeah, I think that kid was at least 8 or 10. He was somewhere in there, maybe really not young, quite 8, maybe 10. Okay. Yeah, 10-year-old out at too. So I'm sure he's gonna rethink that. But I just wonder if he's seen that online. We have to be careful. We talk about so often, definitely with the NFL players or any professional athlete, just the mental health of it all. But now more so when we think about, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of bullying, but I'm sure some kind of clinician or mental health professional would say, well, that probably wasn't the best thing to do to record that. Given the potential that it will go viral, and it in fact did, so maybe get your baby some therapy, Mr. Marshall.
I think parenting should be a personal matter, no matter how you slice it. But I think if you can afford it, I think therapy should be a part of especially a young black man. I think that should be a part of every young person's life if you can afford it, and if you have the wherewithal to get it done.
Just a nice little neighborhood, so I'm gonna assume that they have some form of health benefits. Well, if he's retired from the NFL, because does Sheree get by with his benefits? I think she does.
You would know that better than I do.
I think she does get his medical. So
even though
get that baby in some therapy.
A long
yeah,
time.
It's a part of the decree. That's right. Remember Bob said in one of those episodes. I'm not Dustin Ross, so I can't remember the exact episode, but he was like, the NFL pays you too. So anyway,
okay.
And then she gets that like yearly payout of like 100.
Is that for like in perpetuity?
I think so. Yeah. She gets his retirement.
What if she gets married again?
I don't know. I ain't look at the decree.
Okay.
No, she gets his retirement. So yeah. Shout out to her. But yeah, and thinking about parenting, somebody who could have probably, and it's not to say that he didn't do it, but I'm going to assume that he was more so of a hands-off parent, and that's Dwayne Wade. So what has appeared in the headlines was that his son Zaire was arrested, and he's facing allegations of felony domestic violence and false imprisonment. And so, of course, he said this is not true. And, of course, the case is still developing. And so there's no conviction, not case as of yet. But now, to your point, but at what point do adult children become fully responsible for their own decisions, regardless of how they were raised?
When they're an adult. Like, for me, legally, there's not a legal standard for that I know of, but I would say as soon as you know right from wrong, which is in the state of Texas where I live, you're an adult at 17.
Oh, good.
For criminal matters.
Oh, no. Who
So I
knows?
would say at that point, if you know right from wrong, so you know what the fuck you doing was
Hmm.
wrong, and you should know better. So yeah,
It just makes you think, well, why did you, ooh, how did you
there
get
are
to that place?
there are a multitude of reasons why domestic violence happens. I'll say I wasn't there. I don't know. It probably was something that led up to that. I'm sure it had to be because how could there not be? But domestic violence just happens. Like there's a multitude of reasons why it happens. It shouldn't happen, but it does. You know, we're humans. We get emotional, and
Mm,
shit just happens. You know, not making
damn.
excuses for him because you know, he did what he did allegedly. But
Mm.
yeah,
Like Quad said to Dr. G, we're in a tumultuous relationship.
right. How old is that young man?
I'm unsure. I think like 21, 22.
Oh, he's fully an adult.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Mm. And coming after this, just to pivot to another story here, this cracked me up. I want to go to something lighter here. That fan, it was a Caucasian lady. She might have been Hispanic. I'm not sure.
Caucasian.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
Boston.
lady. But she was a Knicks fan, and she reportedly has been fired from Chase. So if you think back to it, there was a Knicks themed trash can. So it was this orange and blue trash can that was on the street, and she picks it up, empties it out, and I assume that she took it home. And because that moment itself went viral, it appears that social media did its thing and identified her. And supposedly, Chase said goodbye. You will no longer be an executive here. And so, should someone lose their job,
I'm
over a moment of
I'm
poor judgment unrelated to their work? Like, who
I'm
knew the fuck that lady worked at Chase?
I'm kind of confused. So you said she picked up the trash
Picked
can
up the trash can,
and did what with it?
emptied
Just
it
picked it
out,
up
and took it with her. So it leads you to
from
believe that
from she stole it?
yes.
Okay. That's weird, but all right. I mean, I don't know. I guess Chase can terminate their employees for whatever reason they see fit. Maybe they're in
Hmm.
the at will state. I don't know. Like who put the who?
We
How did
don't
they
know.
find out it was her? Like, did her manager see her on the video? Well, it was probably
Yeah, I'm sure they probably said,
yeah,
"Oh, this
senior.
is this
That's weird.
person. Let me send this to your job.
That does
What are
happen
y'all gonna
occasionally.
do about it?" And it's like, "Oh
Right.
no, we're done." So, um, yeah,
And where
yeah,
was the trash can at?
just on the side of the street, and it had trash in it. She picked it up, emptied the trash out, and just took
Okay.
off walking. And so people they recorded her, right? So
I
that
guess so. Well,
just
I hope she gets a job at Bank of America or Wells
oh
Fargo or wherever,
oh
because getting fired for that is stupid.
that lady's out of a job.
I, I,
She's
I hope she gets a job at some other bank or wherever she wants to
oh
work
my
at.
goodness.
Go on over there to Bank of America. They play to tell us like
Woo.
$25 an hour now. They hiring. I know they
But
are.
she was an executive.
Oh, even
Like I
worse.
like to
Well,
say, supervisor.
yeah,
At least
yeah,
you a
yeah.
little Nikki say I like to say that word, but nonetheless, she was an executive.
Okay.
So
Well,
it carries a little bit more weight. That
hope it
bitch
was.
lost her
It
job.
really don't though. Like she didn't. That's dumb. I mean, like they must have been looking for a reason to fire her.
She's
Had
out.
to be.
She's out.
Well, go on over to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and get you another job, sister.
Wait,
Sister
is
K.
Wells Fargo still a thing? Yeah, that's the one that
Yes, it
got,
is. I just
you
passed by
know,
one.
they were the ones that consumed Wachovia. When I went to school, I was with Wachovia. Yeah.
Mm.
I remember that. Okay, yeah, Wells Fargo is the one that's got Wendy Williams coins tied up in the conservatorship. Well, no, the little son.
Ah,
Let's pivot. Let's keep it moving forward, you all. But nonetheless, now we can take this pivot, and we'll start with to our sports section, right?
oh,
With the
pivot.
follow-up story, we'll briefly touch on this and go because I think we are all tired of Tiger Woods, but he's made his first
Very
appearance.
much so.
Um, since his DUI arrest, he was back in front of reporters earlier this week. Um, you know, since of course, he had the DUI arrest in March, and then he took his ass over to Switzerland, came back to check on the girlfriend, then took his ass back. But we never saw him come back. So, either that wasn't a big thing or I'm slipping. So, given that it's his first appearance, he really just spoke about the future of the PGA Tour, and he ain't addressed those legal situations, but
I
you
wouldn't have
know,
either.
why do people continue to root for Tiger Woods? Even all
Why do
these,
we continue to talk
setbacks.
about him?
Well, we're gonna turn it off. That's done. Hopefully that's the last time that we have to talk about him in our sports segment. Tiger, I would tell you good luck. I just don't care. You just stay in the headlines. Do something
I,
good.
I'll
You
tell
know.
him good luck because good luck to you, Tiger Woods, but I really don't give a fuck about you. But good luck to you.
It's a lot of people with needs. So go do something good in the world. And
Absolutely.
and and thinking about that, one place that always crosses over into my world is the NCAA, Rufus, has approved a new Division I eligibility model that allows athletes to play up to 5 seasons in 5 years. Now, the old rule allowed 5 years. They were allowed to play, 5 years, but only 4 seasons. And so with this new model, given that time, it made me think about like the money. So this kind of touches on the economy as well, since these athletes are getting that NIL money. And we've spoken about that in previous episodes. But to me, I was like, oh, well, they get an opportunity to make some more money and make smarter decisions possibly, and even finish their degrees. So school gained, some more experienced players, for a longer period now. You may or may not have an opinion of this, but do you think that rule would be better since it expands that, given what I've kind of highlighted?
You're correct in your assessment that I do not have an opinion on it. It makes sense in my head that if you go to school for 5 years, you can play basketball or whatever sport for 5 years. So in my head, that makes sense. But other than that, I'm not a sports guy. So I don't really have much to add to that. I didn't realize that they were getting paid, though, so that's good.
Not all of them, but some of them right now. Some of them
What determines who gets paid and who doesn't?
skill. Who wants to endorse you, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Skill,
I
who
got
wants
you.
to endorse you. So
Okay.
maybe we can do that, Maybe our South, we'll post at some point our Cash App, Rufus and Craig Cash App, and our South African pals can
So we
send some
get
coins over here to the U.S.
Another homage to Craig and Maddie. Is that what we're doing? Because I'm down.
They
You
do
know, if you wanna
post
see-
that.
If you want to send me a little cash app, I will not say no.
Yeah, they do
I
that.
like money
but-
just as much as the next man
Yeah.
or woman.
It could happen. Yeah, pay us for our skills. Okay. Now, somebody who should have stayed longer at the University of Alabama, this just took me the fuck out this week, is the Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold, who was arrested. He's sitting in a Tampa jail now with no bond,
What she did?
kidnapping charges and armed robbery charges. He got 4 counts of kidnapping.
4?
And 4 counts of armed robbery. And prosecutors have alleged that he orchestrated retaliation for a theft. And he said he denies it. Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but he got 4 counts. That mean he kidnapped and robbed four different people at the same time, I'm guessing?
I believe so. And I know they were saying he was sitting back just watching it.
Watching it
Stream or
how?
something. I think through security cameras watching it stream.
Wait,
but
he was... I don't understand.
he
was
orchestrated it, right? So it's like, okay,
Oh,
hey, go
he
get
paid
them.
somebody to do it.
Go
for him.
get them. Yeah, they
Okay.
stole from me, so now I'm finna take it back or whatever. Go get
okay.
them. And
Got
so,
it.
we talk about it so often, why do these young athletes throw away opportunities? Because they take matters into their own hands. And I think, he started in the league in 2024. And up to date, he's earned about $9 million. So that means nothing because your ass, the season's about to, they're about to start training formally, because it's about to be July and your ass is in jail. Like, this is fucking crazy.
Well, I hope that $9 million is in a trust or a high interest yield savings account or something.
And you know what? It's fucking crazy because I was sitting and I came across across this one post. And it talked about so many of these athletes just in 2026 alone, past and current NFLers, have been arrested. And so, sometimes, we've heard NFL stands for not for long.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, there's several. So let's just go down the list. Some of them we've already talked about. But Marshawn Lattimore was a free agent. He formerly was with the Washington Commanders. He's facing weapons charges. And his contract was 5 years at $97.6 million.
Damn.
Jordan Addison with the Minnesota Vikings. He was a wide receiver. He's been charged with misdemeanor trespass. Rasheed Walker with the Green Bay Packers. He's an offensive tackle. He's facing a gun or weapon charge. We talked about James Pierce Jr., with the Atlanta Falcons. He's an edge rusher. He's been charged with aggravated battery, stalking, and fleeing the police. Marquise Bell with the Dallas Cowboys, your home state. He's a safety. He's been charged with drug possession. My God. Nobody in your camp could keep that. Zachariah Branch, a wide receiver with the Washington Commanders, facing obstruction charges. Quintavious Hutchins, a defensive back with the New England Patriots, has been charged with domestic assault and battery. Nolan Smith, edge rusher with Philadelphia Eagles, facing reckless driving. I know we talked about him and speeding charges down there in Georgia. Silly. Josh Jacobs, and I'm almost through everybody. Josh Jacobs, a
Thank
running
God.
back with the Green Bay Packers facing domestic abuse related charges. We talked about Jonathan Cooper multiple times, a linebacker with the Denver Broncos facing assault, harassment, and protection order violation charges. Hitting our last two. Alric Jackson with the LA Rams is an offensive tackle that has been charged with felony domestic violence. And, that's it, because we already talked about Terrion. But this shit is fucking crazy. So, there's a lot of talent, a lot of money, and unfortunately, a lot of bad decisions. So, some.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you fine, but you just think about it. Some of these guys have tens of millions of dollars worth of contracts, and they got all these legal issues that could derail their career. Now, are NFL teams doing enough to prepare these folks?
No, that's the answer. My question is, are all of those men black?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep. Yep, they're all black.
Okay. Well, I think what they always say, home training starts at home.
Yes, sir. I believe in that.
So
Absolutely.
it's not, I mean, I would blame parenting. That's probably a contributing factor, but I think there has to be some other outside factors that contribute to that as well. So yeah, like we always say, counseling, lawyers,
Mental health.
home training, shit. Bottom line, home training. And
Yep.
knowing better.
Yep.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
do better, all you they all black. So like I said, all you niggas that's doing this wild ass shit with these massive amounts of money that you could potentially make.
Changing lives. Woo! We're gonna put that behind us. Hopefully, we know it's not gonna happen. But hopefully that is the last time we have to read off a list of charges.
Yeah, I hope that's the
And
first and last.
offenses. We just go pivot now. We do hear all the time about athletes struggling after retirement, but there are some former NFL players that have proven that football is simply just a chapter in their life. And I
As it
want to
should be.
highlight these brothers here that are black men that have gone on to become medical doctors. And we have Myron Rolle, who was a safety for the Tennessee Titans and Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a board certified neurosurgeon. I probably have sent you before him, and I think his wife is a dentist. They have
Okay.
these 4 cute little kids. I think they had one, and then she had the triplets. Boris Anyama is formerly a linebacker with the Atlanta Falcons. He's an anesthesiologist. And Jeremy Towns, a defensive tackle who played for the Washington Commanders, Buffalo Bills, and the Philadelphia Eagles. He's now an emergency medicine and sports medicine physician. So, which accomplishment is more impressive? Making the NFL or becoming a doctor after your football career?
You know my answer.
Life after.
Well, not even after. I would say be a doctor before the NFL if you
Yeah.
can.
Like these other
'Cause
balls.
that's a guaranteed career. NFL is gonna last maybe 5 years.
Shit, if that.
Right,
Some of them
exactly.
get cut beforehand.
Right.
And, somehow, I don't know how my Instagram is curated, but somehow I've been ending up with these kind of
You know
form.
how
I
it's
know
curated.
Jonathan Smiles is one. It's like 2 of them. It's like they never really started, but you got signed, but you were cut in practice. Or
Yeah.
you may have done a year and then your contract was canceled, but now you're a fitness trainer, you shopping at Zara, you're getting a Zara endorsement, so whatever. But shout out to those 3 gentlemen. Those are the ones that I could capture, but I wanted to make sure we at least highlighted the greatness of those that did pursue something additional after their football career. And thinking about medical professionals, Rufus, Las Vegas, we just gonna pivot over here into the economy section. Because some of us and some of y'all just be fucking up. A Las Vegas nurse practitioner who was once honored as one of the most influential Filipinos in America is now facing allegations in a $906 million Medicare fraud case.
Oh, damn. That's federal.
Yeah, Marisol Yucky is accused of participating in this Medicare fraud scheme. And this is one of the largest healthcare fraud cases in recent years. And she was, why do highly educated professionals sometimes risk everything for more money? And I think you and I talked about this early in the week. Yeah. What was it? It might have been, no, it wasn't you. It was KJ. We talked about it because somebody locally in Arkansas, I think she worked for, is it United Way?
Maybe United Healthcare?
Maybe it's that. Yeah, but she was stealing. So
skimming off the top.
yeah,
I,
married
I,
woman,
yeah,
stealing
I
whatever
think a
her
lot.
job.
I think a lot of those people, they think that it's easy to get away with it, and it probably
Mm.
is for a certain amount of time. But I'll tell you this, and I know this from my career, my previous career at least. When you do that kind of stuff, it's federal. So when the feds come knocking,
That shit is
they
true. You can
not
stay low.
99% of the time, the federal government, if they're investigating you, they got what they need. They
They
just waiting on
fucking know.
time. So a lot of times those cases are they'll be working on it for years before you won't even know about it. It'll be sealed up. And then when they got everything they need, they're gonna come knock on your door and say, hey, guess what?
Gotcha,
Come on with
bitch.
us. Yeah, so I would implore people to, if you're a licensed professional, abide by the canons and the rules of your profession. Don't be trying to be out here doing all this extra shit to get extra money because the money's gonna come because you have a profession where you're awarded the ability to make a massive amount of money. Period. Like just don't be greedy.
Dommy's getting busted, and we got to talk about next week that couple in Texas that did not take the plea for the $40 million in funds. They so we gonna pull it up for the listeners. I don't know
Now
why
I'm
are we
curious
true
because I want
crime
to talk
show?
about it right
We
now.
done turned it to a damn crime show.
I feel like you true
Dummies,
crimes on the sports end, and I just be sitting here like,
dummies.
who are these people?
And one name, if you remember, earlier in the 2000s, I was he in the 90s, the rapper Twister. You remember him?
Yeah, Twister was around in the early,
Early 2000s with
excuse me,
Webby and
early
Boosie.
2000s. Nah, he wasn't. Well, maybe in the same era, but he wasn't. He from Chicago.
I was about to
But yeah,
say,
early
yeah.
2000s, and he also had an album that came out in like maybe like '98. His first album, which is pretty good. It's called
Mm,
Adrenaline Rush.
okay.
But yeah, early 2000s for sure.
Well, he's pleaded guilty,
Damn, what do you do?
failing to pay more than $440,000 in taxes. Um,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
over
So
how much time?
that I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that I'm not sure.
Well,
But he can still face false financial penalties and restitution. So,
he'll probably have to pay restitution for sure. He probably won't go to jail for that shit though.
I hope not. I hope not. Just go do some. Now we're in a reunion tour era. Jump on there with Monica. You in
Right, get
Chicago?
on there. Who was he? He was always with Kanye, and he did
Yeah,
a bunch
come
of
on
songs with
back, brother.
Kanye, and I don't know whoever. But go get them together. I don't know if you want to be with Kanye, but yeah, go on a reunion tour, like Craig just said. Do that, make it happen.
Woo. And some of the smartest people that make the dumbest mistakes. We're just gonna go on pivot back to Florida. Now, Rufus, a Fort Lauderdale tutor, is facing serious charges after authorities say that she was making thousands by impersonating teachers and taking certifications exams on their behalf. Now, Cassandra knows,
Talking about ingenuity.
Cassandra knows she allegedly operated a proxy testing scheme. She reportedly charged $1,000 per exam,
Hmm.
and authorities are saying that she used fake identities and for these folks that wanted to be certified teachers. And I think Florida, if you think back, they were the ones that had the fake nurses by the
I
thousands
did,
with women.
what?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
was
about
crazy.
this.
So we need to put that on the we'll talk about it on the next show.
Fake
But
nurses? That's crazy.
yes, getting fake nursing license. And some of them actually did pay. Man, it's just a mess. But Cassandra, you could have used your powers for good. Why the fuck would you do that? That's crazy. I'm sorry. In the era of leveraging and collaborating with AI, you could have put them skills to use to say, how can I legitimately do this? I just
I
can't.
don't
So,
think there's a legit unless you're gonna do like a tutoring service. There's not a legitimate way to do
and you
that.
fucked up ass teachers that went along with this goddamn scheme, we want your motherfucking license, bitch. You need to go to jail. Cause you putting everybody at risk. We don't know what the fuck you doing in front of these kids. Get their ass out of here. Get their asses out of here. Now, whoo, I love how the universe connects me with the right thing on my feed. And if you're looking for something positive on social media, Roof is one thing, and I've sent these to you. You need to
Twitter.
check out Suave Xavier and his three
What is?
Dobermans. They become internet stars by themselves. I believe you have Knox, and then he got Bear, and then he has Knox's son,
What do they
who
do?
is what is that? What's the son? Junior. And researchers have shown that animals make us feel better, and I think it really did. So the universe knew what I needed
Hmm.
this week, and whoo,
So
looking
tell
at
me
these.
more about. I'm
They
sorry.
just play. They have their own personality. So while you would think typically a Doberman will be like, Maggot the ferocious beast, but they're not. So, they look scary. Knox is the one he first had. He's always hugging him, climbing in his lap. He typically kind of runs away. He's not necessarily scared, but he's like, oh, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. You can kind of read his face.
Hmm.
Then the second one he got, this is and Knox is a brown coat. The one with the black coat with the brown, pieces on it or whatever. That's the aggressive one.
Okay.
He's like no nonsense. I wouldn't say aggressive, but he's no nonsense. Like, they could all play the same game. And so Knox would be like, what the fuck? To
Hmm.
say dogs have personalities or whatever. And Barry be like, fuck no. He's just going to go and attack you and just go at it. So,
Mm.
you know, listen to the research. It says that, interactions with animals lead to lower stress, reduce anxiety, improve your mood, and increase happiness. So while I don't have a dog, Rufus doesn't have a dog, we can watch, and I think it's Suave_Xavier on Instagram, and watch his dogs, you all.
If you were gonna get a dog, what kind would you get?
I've always wanted a Doberman. Yeah.
Oh, well,
I
I think you
always
should make
did.
that
And I
happen.
wanted to call that motherfucker Bruce.
Bruce, I think you should make that happen.
Yeah, yeah. Call that motherfucker Bruce. And so, with things changing on the horizon for me, I might have the opportunity to bring a little Bruce home with me. So, you know.
Okay.
Woo! That's the end of our show today. And Rufus, today's show has reminded us that every decision matters. Some decisions lead to operating rooms and inspiring second careers, while others lead to courtrooms and jail cells. We done hit this 2 weeks in a row. And when
Absolutely.
life gets heavy, maybe the answer is to step away from the noise and watch a few Dobermans online. So that's
And
it.
whatever makes you happy too. But let me just apologize for my audio last week. Sorry, y'all. I had some issues, but we back now.
All right. Have a great week. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye. Later.